All right, we are back from Denver, and we are ready to get some more work done. I did a little bit of work yesterday on the car, so I will show you guys that right now. So we just grinded off all of these welds, which we kind of need to go through and like fill them a little bit more probably. That or body filler, but I think I would rather fill it with welds than body filler. We're gonna have to go over with body filler anyways, but we got that done, and then I just got out here, so my car's still a mess. But we got a lot of the sound deadening off. It's mostly all off. We don't need to go through with a wire wheel and kind of just finish it off. But you can see it's all off over there. I used that torch. I melted that shit. So got all of it off. Most of it's gone. And we also filled the holes underneath. So I think, okay, right there. So those holes are filled. The hole over there is filled. So we got all that done. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clean the bottom of the car, and I'm going to seam seal most of it. Probably not all of it just yet, but I'm going to seam seal most of it. And then we also got the other window off. I uploaded a video on just that, so you'll probably see that one first. But we got this glass out as well. It sucked ass. This side was a lot worse than the other side. But now the only glass that's in there is the rear hatch glass, which I do want to try to remove as well. So I'll have to get that off. But this car is damn near bare bones, other than the fact that it still has rear suspension on it. But yeah, so also forgot this. This side's all good. Nothing up here. Good. I found some very unfortunate news. I addressed it in the removing the rear glass video, but there's rust. There's holes. There's two holes. One bigger one really small one. So now we're gonna need to cut this out and rebuild metal in there. Pisses me off, but that's what happens when you own an old ass car. So we're gonna get this welder out of the way, and probably I need to throw all this sound anyway that I burned off. We'll do some seam sealing, we'll do some wire wheeling, and then we do need to grind off the welds on this left side as well. So they're still right there. It's unfortunate. I thought I was done welding. You know, I thought I didn't have to worry about welding anymore, and then I pulled off that glass, and yeah. So, it's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? Alright, I got a little carried away with the sandpaper. So, we basically sanded down this entire side skirt, all the way down to the end. Basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tape off right here, and from this little lip down is gonna be undercoated, and then from this lip up is gonna be painted. Same with back here. I'm going to tape all that off, and then over here I'm going to tape off on this little piece right here that kind of bows out, and we're gonna undercoat over there and then paint over here. And also man, I'm getting sick of this shit. There's a little bit of surface rust right here that came off in a different way, so now we got to cut that out too. So that's cool. It's just one thing after another, man, you know. But we're also gonna paint. We're gonna paint from here, and then we're gonna paint from this lip down. So this whole side's gonna be undercoated. This top side's gonna be painted with the engine bay. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I did wipe down the whole bottom of the car, and then I probably got it dusty again from sanding. So, but this whole area will be undercoated, obviously. But then we're gonna need to start on the other side, and I hope to God we don't find rust over here. But it doesn't. It doesn't look good. Ah, shit. There's so much rust on these hinges for some reason. It looks pretty bad. Oh, buddy. All right, well, we're gonna get to it. You know, I've cleaned the interior on this thing, like, I don't know how many times. And then I just keep making messes again. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's so bad. This is all sound deadening and seam sealer that I just wired off, all basically from the front of the car, a little bit back here. But now most of it's gone. I don't think there's any more. So I'm going to vacuum it out, and hopefully that'll be like one of the last times I vacuum it out. Alright, so we are getting ready to finally put the seam sealer on. It has been too long. I've been working my ass off to try to get this done. You can see my face, it's dirty than shit. So I've been sanding stuff, I've been grinding stuff, and I've just been trying to get it ready. We need to do a final wipe down. I think I'm ready to start seam sealing most of this stuff up. There might be a few spots I'll need to hit here and there, but I have plenty of tubes, so we should be good. So as you see here, we have these plugs that need to be put down. A few of them are zinc plated because I was getting stuff zinc plated, so I figured I just should throw these in. I didn't throw all of them in. As you see, there's that one, and then a few more. But these just are going to sit right there. We're going to seam seal those up. That's how it was from factory, and then it just kind of plugs off the frame, and then there's also just holes to the ground right there. And that one, I made this one. I kind of cut a piece off and then bent it, and that should fit pretty good right there. There's a little bit of a gap, but the seam sealer is going to fill it up, and then it's going to be undercoated. As far as all the stuff on the top still, I'll worry about that when I go to sand the inside of the car. So that's not something I'm going to worry about right now. But we're getting there. Spent probably 2 hours just sanding the bottom of this. So there's lots of layers of paint. And then we need to seam seal all the bottom of this, and we have all the holes plugged except for the one for the brake line. Have all of the bottom of that sanded down. I do need to kind of sand down a little bit right there, but that's about it for that. This has all been sanded down too. Again, we're going from right here down, so we're not going to come all the way over. And it's all sanded all the way down over to here, and we just need to seam seal that, undercoat it. Same thing with this side as well. It's all just ready to be seam sealed. Sanded down to the side, screw it right there, and then we have all of our zinc plated plugs. That looks so nice, you know. They look very good. They're going to be sanded and painted over on both sides, so it doesn't really matter, but whatever. So this is the seam sealer I use. It is a 3M body seam sealer, obviously. They have different kinds. I can't really remember. This is the epoxy one. They have another one that's not epoxy, but it's a 2-part epoxy. This shit's $40 a bottle. This is the second bottle I'm using, and I have a third one in the house. That's a lot of money in seam sealer, but I don't want this bitch to rust anymore. That reminds me, I also forgot to talk about something else. We need to patch this rust, but we're going to do that later. I don't think I'm going to try to replicate this little bump that it has right here. I'm probably just going to cut it over and put a flat piece of metal there and weld it on. But luckily it's not like that on both sides, so we have to patch that. We're not going to do that right now, though. I'm seam sealing and painting it because the paint's all the way over here, so it shouldn't really get so hot that it melts it or anything, hopefully. All right, so I'm going to just start with doing one of these at a time. This shit dries really fast, so I'm just gonna kind of just spread this out here like so, and then I'm gonna set this little cap on there. Probably have to do another coat of that one on the bottom. We got one more right over there. I also have the bottom of these clean too, by the way, so the adhesive actually, or the seam sealer has something to stick to. The top's dirty, but the bottom's not. Oh, a little too much there, bud. Where'd that go? There it is. God damn. Set that down there like so. Let that dry. Alright, I got most of the bottom of the car done. Just need to do these real quick. There's fucking it seam sealer all over me, all over the car. I don't know how well it's sealing. Not very well. Alright, the whole bottom of the car's done. We just need to do these wheel wells. And I hope this isn't clogged. It's clogged. Son of a bitch. Yeah. Alright, we got a new nozzle. We have 2 more left though. Also just wasted all of that material. Like I said, this shit's expensive, man. I don't want to be saying you're wasting any of it, but that's exactly what we're doing. Get all them seams all glued up. Our little tack weld's all on the way as well. It's just, there's just seam sealer all over, dude. It's all over me, it's all over the car. Places I don't want it. This is about where we started. It's also very stringy, which is really annoying. I'd rather it not be stringy. Alright, we got a new bottle. This shit. Unfortunately. I'm gonna need more seam sealer for the engine bay, which really sucks. This thing's kind of a pain in the ass to get in here. Alright. This shit smells so bad too, which is good, I guess. That means it's like good shit, you know, right? Alright, we're gonna come right here. Did I just drip some of this shit on my legs? I forget it sags and then it just falls off onto something, whether it's me or the ground. Which also sucks because that's just more waste. And I don't like waste. Motherfucker, dude. Stop it! Stop! God! Why? Why do you do this? Fucking shit. We actually are going to be painting this video. Which is good because I'm going to Wisconsin and Texas on Monday. So, we really need to get this painted. Just so I can be happy about it for once. That shit's already dried over there. Give me more seam seal on this bitch than fucking paint. Oh shit! I don't know what the fuck that was. Something just flew into my face. And then like so. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Probably should start where I first put down. That's where it's gonna dry the fastest, obviously. Alright, my glove just like fucking absolutely shredded in half because it's so sticky, so I gotta hurry up and get this bitch replaced before that shit dries. I just partially ripped this. It's like, this shit's so sticky. Alright. Alright. It's like we're timed almost. If we're pouring this shit out, it's okay. But the second we stop, it's like, you're being timed. To like start again, basically. Take too long to start, it's just gonna dry, and then I'm out of another nozzle. Which only have one more. Alright, we have everything all seam sealed. It sucked. I hate seam sealing. So, we got all that done. We have both sides done. I'll show you the bottom of the car as well. Both sides are all nice and done. Nice in a ways. And then also kind of got right there. All under the car. I need to find out where that cover is. But we got our patch all seam sealed as well. Yeah. Man. My body's done. Donezo. So now we have 24 hours to paint this before we have to go through and scuff up the seam sealer, which is just wild, I feel like, but anyways, so that is it for today. So tomorrow we're going to tape everything off and hopefully spray down the rust encapsulator. And then, if you don't know, that acts as a primer. So it's going to be a primer and it's going to stop rust from spreading if there is any little spots anywhere. But it's also going to stop rust from forming. And then over that, we are going to spray Raptor liner, which is a super strong bed liner stuff. So plan is in the morning, spray the rust encapsulator, and then sometime, probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon, hopefully spray the Raptor liner. I don't know how long the rust encapsulator stuff takes to dry. But we have 24 hours to paint over the seam sealer, and then we have another 24 hours to paint over the rust encapsulator. And on Monday, I'm leaving for a week and a half. So we're on a very short time schedule to paint a lot of the car. My face is dirty than shit. There's seam seal on the face. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna pick this up tomorrow. All right, we are just finishing up the final stages of the paint. we're getting ready to paint it. We just need to mask this side off. I already did the other side, but once this side's masked off, we're all ready to go. I can finally start undercoating this thing. It's been something I've been trying to do for months, I'd probably say. So, I'm very excited. Very excited to have it done and not worry about it anymore. So like I said, we're taping it off right here and going tape down, obviously. I'm sure that wasn't that hard to figure out, but I think it's going to look cleaner and it's going to protect the more important areas, while up here is going to be actually painted. Painted the color of the car, that is. This stuff's just going to be black. If you've seen the previous videos, you know what I'm doing. You've already seen it. Again, we're going to kind of follow the body line down here. Just like so. I went a little too high up on this area. Overlap a little bit, correct it. Trying to make these lines as straight as possible, but it's a little difficult, you know. It doesn't really need to be perfect. This is gonna be covered. All right, now that we got all the base masking tape down, we're gonna use some of this plastic. I guess I need to start over here. This is kind of staticky, so it makes the paint stick to it, but it also makes so I don't get paint where I don't want there to be paint. But obviously nothing else is really painted, so it wouldn't really matter all that much. I'm just trying to make my life easier in the future. That's kind of the whole point of this. This stuff's super nice to work with. Very easy, no issues at all. The paint's already, you can already see dust and shit sticking to it, so you know it works. Boom, got a nice plastic wall. Also need to make sure this is taped. Well, we got a hole. I don't think it really matters, but we're gonna fix it anyways. Son of a bitch. Oh, I hate this tape. I hate this tape, I hate the tape, I hate the tape. Alright, so we got the first layer down. It's basically going to act as the primer and a rust encapsulator. I think I might have already said that. But we got that first layer down. So we're almost done. We're halfway done painting anyways. So as you see here, this is what it looks like right now. Which it looks good. I would like to keep it this way if I could, because I like it better than what the Raptor liner stuff looks like. But this stuff isn't very durable. It's more of a, like I said, a primer, I guess. I painted the gas tank with it and tried to do like a little scratch test on it, and it scratched way too easily. So for it being in an area like this where rocks are gonna be getting thrown and just that's like rocks, it's not very protective. But we have it all done back here. So we did go up to here. I guess I never even really mentioned that. So we'll have to paint this lip right here later, but the whole bottom of the car's done. Okay, there we go. Got that taped up. So this stuff takes, it says to paint it after 4 hours and up to 48 hours. So I think I'm gonna give it hour and a half, and then I'm gonna paint it. I also didn't do a very good job painting right here, I guess. It's kind of hard to see on camera, actually. You can see a little bit of bare metal, but it's getting Raptor liner covered, and that's not a very area that I'm worried about. So, this is what we sprayed it with, though. It is an Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus. So it's gonna hopefully work well as a primer and to get rid of rust. Now this is what we got, the Raptor liner stuff. So this is hopefully gonna do the car. I really hope it's gonna do the car. So we have 4 bottles and 1 bottle. So it took 3 bottles to the back of the car. So really, really, really hoping I have enough to do the rest of the car. Otherwise it's gonna be rough. So we have 5 bottles to do the whole car. It gets sprayed with this gun right here. You just put the bottle in where this little tube is, and yeah, hopefully it's not clogged or anything. I'm pretty sure I cleaned it out, but we just need to wait for it to dry. All right, we're all ready to start spraying this shit. It is insanely messy. I learned that hard the first time. So we got a hoodie on, I have glasses on, and I have my hands are taped. I have gloves on. There's a tarp on the floor. This shit's so messy. I mean, it's you can see it right here from when I did it last time. It gets everywhere, and I'm gonna be rolling in it. So we're nice and protected, but we're gonna start spraying it. So we're done. Car's undercoated. No more really things that need to be done on the bottom. Most of the welding is done. That's all done. And I'm very, very happy about that. We have a few rust spots to weld. We have the engine bay to do, and then we have paint in the engine bay. And then this car can go on the ground under its own weight. That hasn't happened in a while. It's fucking windy here 24 goddamn 7. Anywho, as you see here, got a nice and straight line. Looks like it's meant to be like that, you know. The whole bottom of the car is done. Everything is bed linered and rust encapsulated. But it looks really good. I'm pretty happy with it. This looks a little funky up here, but it's going to be covered, so it doesn't really matter. But all of it's coated. I meant to record at least some sections of me painting this, but my hands are super dirty and I didn't have my camera set up, so I just didn't do that. I got the under part of the frame rail too. Oh, it's just so much work. A nice sharp line all the way down. So it's really good. This whole side, I'm just real happy with it. You know, it looks great. You can see all the seam seal, not a big deal though. The only thing that I have a problem with is back here. I'm not sure what happened right there. It looks like something, probably my knee, rubbed up against it. So that kind of sucks, but yeah, it's all done. All good to go. Just need to patch rust, paint engine bay. And I did go farther up than I planned on. I did that entire rail right there, all the way to where it ends. And you can kind of see it under there too. So the rest of it's going to be painted the green color. But yeah. That's going to be it for this video though. There's shit all over my face. It's been a long 2 days. That's about how long it took for me to get all this done, painting wise, getting it prepped and ready and all that shit. But it's been weeks and weeks and weeks of prepping for this, and I'm glad it's done. I just don't have to worry about it anymore. But I am off to Wisconsin tomorrow for work again, and then I'm going to Texas for vacation literally right after that. So we're not gonna have any uploads for a while, unfortunately. That's gonna be probably 2.5 weeks until another upload comes out. So I apologize for that, but once I get back, we're gonna get right on top of this shit again, and we're gonna start working on hopefully getting the engine bay painted pretty fast, hopefully within the next few weeks. I'm slow though. So we'll see what happens. But I appreciate you guys watching so much. This was a fun thing to do, and I'm glad it's over. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. Peace out.